House Majority Whip Tom Emmer joins us now. Great to see you, Congressman. Let's walk through the cabinet picks together for just a moment. Pete is the center of attention right now. How do you feel we stand here today with the chances for Pete Hegseth's confirmation as Secretary of Defense?
Well, this may surprise some people who are watching, but Republicans in Washington, D.C. are absolutely united behind Donald Trump's picks for his cabinet. He's come to Washington, Will, and he's shaking up the status quo. You can't fix what's been broken over the last 30 years, and in particular over the last 4 years. You can't fix what they broke with the same people who broke it. So he's bringing people from the outside, people with fresh new ideas. They will bend the curve when it comes to thought about what we're going to do with our Department of Defense, what we're going to do with all of these different executive agencies that, quite frankly, have been running on their own initiative for years.
I love that you said Republicans will align with Donald Trump's pick, his vision for America. But it is right now Republicans that people are concerned about when it comes to confirming these cabinet picks. Joni Ernst, we'll see after meetings with Pete Hegseth this week. It looks like it's headed in a positive direction. Do you feel confident? You've whipped votes in the House. You know John Thune. He whips in the Senate. Or you feel confident Republicans will live up to what you just said? They will fall behind Donald Trump's picks in the Senate.
Very confident with the picks that he has out there right now. Yes, absolutely. And Pete Hegseth is a warrior. He's a hero. He's a Minnesota hero who actually experienced combat, unlike our governor who said he was in combat but never went. And he's exactly the right choice. And this is what he'll be communicating with all of these senators about, to change the Harris-Biden culture at the DOD. They seem to be more concerned with this woke nonsense than they are in having a military apparatus that actually does its job.
And what you're talking about, by the way, war fighters lining up to publicly announce their support for Pete Hegseth. We're going to talk about that more throughout the morning. It's coming together, including veterans of the Afghan evacuation who are signing their name in support of Pete Hegseth. Real quick, Democrats. Think there's any Democrats that'll come over? I mean, obviously, we're all looking at John Fetterman.
Well, let's be clear. Democrats got a real smack in the face on November 5th. All of these things that they've been doing, the transgender stuff, boys and girls sports, it isn't what America wants. America wants Trump's America First agenda. It's about creating an economy that works for everybody again, unleashing American energy, securing the southern border, creating peace and stability around the globe. That's what people are hungry for. Democrats had the wrong message. And I think you're going to see some Democrats. I give you an example, maybe one senator in Georgia who's going to have a real tough reelection in a couple of years that's got to look at what do his people actually expect.
Interesting.
You saw it on November 5th. I think people like the senator in Georgia are going to be looking very carefully about, I better start reacting to what the people actually want. I better start listening to them.
That will be fascinating to watch. Maybe not just Senator John Fetterman. I don't know if it will include John Fetterman, but several possible Democrats. Let's move, though, beyond Hegseth for a moment, because you said you think Republicans will align behind Donald Trump's picks, plural. Now attention moves to Tulsi Gabbard. I imagine, by the way, after attention focuses on Tulsi Gabbard, it'll continue to move on. It could possibly then move to RFK. Do you see united Republican support for Tulsi, for RFK?
Yeah, remember, human beings are emotional animals. So when this smear campaign begins, much like it has with Pete Hegseth, I mean, you got to look at the allegations against Pete Hegseth are from all anonymous sources. This is what they do. This is an organized effort by Democrats to smear these picks. When it doesn't work with Pete Hegseth, when he goes around and he convinces these senators of who he really is as opposed to what they want him to believe, they'll move on to Tulsi Gabbard, and we'll probably get the same experience with Tulsi. Once they take care of that, then we'll probably get the same experience with RFK.
And it's a two-level fight, because you're right to point to Democrats, because essentially the media and Democrats are inseparable. They're one and the same. So the attacks begin in the media. But the second level is how those fights in the media affect Republican senators. Because the GOP has 53 Senate seats. You can confirm all of Donald Trump's picks tomorrow if Republicans are united.
Well, and that's what we need to do. This administration needs to be running on day one. If you look at the House, for instance, the whip's office that I run has been having member listening sessions for months, getting ready for reconciliation next year. We are not sitting still, neither is the Senate. Once we come in January, and it can't come quick enough, you got to be ready to move.
All right. Congressman Tom Emmer, always great to see you.
Good to see you, Will.
No, just a good old equal handshake with Congressman Tom Emmer. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Will.